All right, let's move on to our final story. Now, this week, Dangote refinery began the production of petrol, making it the first time in 28 years Nigeria commenced local production of the product. Despite being one of the largest producers of crude oil in the world, Nigeria has grappled with the problem of petrol importation causing depleting foreign exchange. With a 650,000 barrels per day capacity refinery, the Dangote refinery is expected to significantly cater to the needs of the West African market and end Nigeria's decades of reliance on fuel importation. Of course, I see how Ayodele is standing by. Ayodele, quickly now, for the first time in 28 years, Dangote refinery begins production of petrol. Now, this will bring the much-needed relief to Nigerians currently experiencing excruciating petrol scarcity in towns and cities across the country. Now, how welcoming is this development for you?
Well, I think that the Dangote refinery is welcoming in various aspects. If you talk about the fact that the refinery alone will be saving Nigeria 35% of its total forex exposure, which is a significant amount of foreign exposure. And it's a huge big deal in terms of our reserves management and the strength of our currency. That's a significant impact that this refinery is going to have. If you talk about the fact that it's going to create thousands, of jobs, across, various sectors. I mean, we're talking about 30,000 jobs, which is quite significant, especially coming out of the decade where the Nigerian economy has struggled to create significant jobs for young people who are graduating from universities. But I think the two most important things that the refinery, would achieve for us as a country, is energy security and supply stability. So. Okay. Energy security in the fact that, we cannot as a country continue to rely on the, on the importation of petrol, which is a hugely important driver of economic activities in our country. So it means, for instance, if countries where we refine our products choose not to refine, it automatically plunges our country into chaos. And so the energy security that the refinery provides for us is an important leverage that is worth celebrating, by Nigerians. And of course, even more significantly, is the fact that, there are also derivatives, about 9 strategic derivatives from the refinery that are of strategic importance in driving industrialization and manufacturing in various sectors, like textile, like plastics. You know that in the 1990s, tire companies, like Dunlop and the rest, folded and left the country because of foreign exchange exposure.
True.
With this refinery. You already have the, the extract that will fill and plug the hole in those kinds of industry, whether it's plastic industries, tires, all sorts of manufacturing industries will get a boost and also reduce their foreign exchange exposure. So, we can go on and talk about the benefits of this refinery, but it also shows that, like I'm beginning to realize in more recent times, that it appears that the hope of Nigeria's growth and prosperity is in the hands of ambitious private sector leaders who are doing and daring things that government has failed to do in the last 20 years. You and I know how much the government has struggled to resuscitate the Port Harcourt refinery and, of course, the Kaduna and the Warri refinery.
Absolutely.
Over the last decades that have, after spending over $1.5 billion is nowhere to be found. And it's taken Dangote just about 9 years to put and get this refinery going, and has, more capacity than the entire combined capacity of our own refinery. So I think, it's worth applauding.
Yeah.
It also, it shows hope that, we can get local manufacturing right.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, I hope we've been able to establish connection with Ibrahim Garba quickly. Ibrahim Garba, if you're still hanging out there. Now, the quality of the Dangote product has further thrown the NNPC into the conversation again as to what they have been importing for Nigerians. Do you foresee a standoff in the shortest possible time?
Well, you have already said it. Dangote coming on stream is the game changer. This is what Nigerians have been expecting over the years. And it has further exposed the inefficiencies of the NNPC in terms of production and quality of the petrol we are getting as Nigerians. Now, from what Dangote is coming to serve, it gives you an option to choose from. And that is why, at the latter part of it, the NNPC were very economical, either to fix the price or force Dangote to sell at their own price. You know, of late, we learned they are not even ready to lift from Dangote refinery because of pricing. But again, it gives us that benefit to choose from which to, for which to purchase. The smartest thing for Dangote to do, and the federal government and NNPC is, let us have a pricing. Dangote should fix his price. NNPC should have their own, while government takes charge of tax and all that. Now, it's left for the consumer to choose where to purchase, either from Dangote products, the NNPC product, or those from the independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, because of the deregulation now. And when you do that, when you allow free market economy, in the long run, Nigerians will be the one to benefit from it. Because like it happened in the telecom sector, for instance, the same way it can happen to the petroleum sector. I think what Mr. President should do now is to call for a roundtable meeting with the major critical stakeholders, taking into consideration the fact that Nigerians cannot pay too much for these services. And it's optional for you to choose the vehicle, or rather the place you purchase the product, because the Dangote oil we are talking about contains ethanol, which helps the vehicles to last longer. But each other products, they are not the same thing. So I think this is the best time for us as a nation to choose from the resources, or rather from the products available for us in the market.
Okay, before I let you off this particular conversation now quickly, with what is happening right now, it's obvious Nigerians can no longer, contend with the high price of fuel already, and the hardship is already very, very grappling. If the president finally comes to the table to resolve this whole issue, what is your projected price for petrol that might be accessible to Nigerians? What is that projection price you have in your mind?
Look, Mark, even if Dangote says, I'm selling my product for 1,500, NNPC says we're selling, or rather, other products are selling at 855. Look, it's very simple. You go for quality, or you go for those that has less quality. What matters to us is let these commodities be available in the market for us to purchase. So I see Dangote selling above 1,000 naira, and NNPC maintaining their price at 885, and government will no longer pay subsidy as it was done in the past. So it's optional for you to either pay or rather use the product that's very of use to you. So I think it's a win-win situation for Nigerians, and I like this game, this competition, which I believe in the long run Nigerians will benefit strongly from these initiatives.
All right, thank you very much. Well, it's been quite an engaging evening with the both of you. Ideally, of course, I've been speaking with him, policy analyst, and of course, Ibrahim Gadba as well, all the way from Abuja. Thank you for joining us on the show this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Right.
Well, and that's our show for today. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our social media platforms at TVC News NG or on our website at tvcnews.tv. I am Mark Otabo. Until next week, goodbye.